Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me today at Spring Mountain outside of Las Vegas for a drive on track with the new Corvette, the C8 mid-engine generation. This car behind me is in rapid blue, it has the high wing at the back, the Z51 Package. Today we're going to be taking a look at some pretty cool things, some of the concepts actually that went into Corvette making their first mid-engine model, and then it will be time to drive it in anger out on circuit to get a proper feel for what this car is like. Just to very quickly show you this car, we will be taking a good look at these today. I have driven the car on the road already, but today we will be driving them on the racetrack. This one, as you can see, has the Z51 package with this larger wing at the back, and it looks awesome, particularly the colour, the rapid blue colour of this car. Performance exhaust, we'll be hearing plenty of sounds from the 6.2 litre naturally aspirated V8 that you find within. But this, well, the entry price is $60,000. Of course, fully spec'd up, you're talking more along the lines of $90,000, but a car of a lot of interest to me, so I can't wait to drive it in a bit more anger to get a feel for this. But let's head straight inside to see some of the prototypes, because this is a really cool display. Come and have a look in here then, where we have a number of the different engineering stages, the development work that had to go in to making the final car, which has something on it that I hadn't realised before when I drove the car the first time. But this is where it began, about 6 years ago or so, 2014, a completely disguised prototype vehicle, of course looking like a Holden Ute, the fascia, the headlights, the tail lights, but within something very different, hiding the fact that back here is a mid-engined 6.2 V8. Now the car has the LT2, but in this case they actually mated it to the Porsche PDK dual clutch to get an idea, to get it up and running while they were developing their own parts. So you would not have realised what that was. These, a little bit more of a giveaway, 11 cars they made about 2 years later to start testing additional things, suspension geometry, tyre sizes and that kind of thing, before they moved to this era, which was then when they made over 100 cars, actually 100 camouflaged cars, to start testing interior, accessories, exact specific options, and even more development, putting the miles on and making sure that they were all going to work properly before they went and built these. Originally at the HQ before the full plant up and running, but the thing about the car, this is a Z51 package in the bright red, that I hadn't realised was to open the front storage. Check this out. There is a button under here that you can press, and when you open that, it pops open the latch, where inside we've got some fitted luggage. I didn't realise there was a button there, and I don't know why more front or rear mid-engine cars don't have a button on the front to open the storage space. That's something completely unique. Anyway, we spent enough time playing around in here, having a look at the cars. Today is mostly going to be about driving it, so let's go find one to take out on the track here at Spring Mountain to go see what it's about. It is now track time. The line of cars here in the pit lane, all of the different groups, we're going to be in a lead-follow type setup in the C8s behind the C7 ZR1, which is going to be quite fun to see driving around. We've got various different colours, specifications, all with the Z51 packages, all ready to go out on the track. So I need to grab a helmet, get a harness on, and work out which is going to be my car before it's time to go drive. Sounds good. Here we go then, on board the car, helmeted up, wearing a safety device. Let's pop it up into track mode. That means, of course, it stiffens the suspension. We have the louder performance exhaust system. I can confirm that sounds amazing. We will go into drive. We will pop it into manual. I've got the PDR running, so we will be able to see some of that data, but otherwise, all feels good. This is, of course, where this car is supposed to be in its element, a car that was ultimately changed in terms of its engine configuration for this, for driving on the track. The limitation of performance, although we are following a ZR1, which, although it is a C7, has substantially more power and even more aero than this has. This has 500 odd horsepower, 495 brake in total, 470 pounds-foot of torque, that's 637 newton meters. Right, I think we're ready to go, give some flashes, and we can head on out then. We'll start gently, ease into this a little bit, and then we will get a move on. Up towards the red line immediately, in the sixes, not necessarily the highest red line in the world, but we're going to go around this track, learn it a bit as we go. We've had some sighting laps, but still, always need to just get a little bit familiar. And of course, we're running on the PS4S tyres from Michelin, not Sport Cup 2s, not full track sticky rubber, but nonetheless tyres that are usable in pretty much all conditions. You get this performance for this money? Firm on the brakes. I've been inspecting and learning about the Brembo brakes on this car, the brakes that they've had to make for it. This is a cool bit of the track coming up here as well. Quick gentle dabs, we dip into the chicane, around use some of these curbs. adjusted as well so much. Small adjustments on the pedals, on the throttle pedal for example, change the turn-in significantly, steering by throttle. Firm on the brakes. This is quite a technical course, a few blind corners. I have driven around it before. We can use some of the torque. Carry through the corners. In at the deep end here. Didn't necessarily need to go down second there. We've got the back straight, foot down, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And we're going to get 110, maybe a bit more, 117 I saw there onto the brakes. With the corner at the end just to be doubly safe. I'm absolutely amazed by how much performance you have in here and what it offers at this price point. This is a seriously dynamic drive. It's actually kind of unbelievable that they have created this. I mean, you don't get this full performance for 60k, but 80, 90k, and you're in and able to drive like this. This is mega. This is absolutely mega. This car has so much performance that honestly, give it some slightly stickier rubber, put some Sport Cup 2s on it, and it's going to get you around a track like this even quicker. There's a lot available. And it's also really well balanced. And it's quite easy to exploit and to push hard. And that makes it really fun. 121 I saw on the dash there. That's very quick. Not as quick as the ZR1. But wow. We are getting a move on around here. I think that might not properly come across on camera, but we are driving on it. Absolutely on it. This is, to be honest, exactly what I guess everybody was hoping this car would be like. Just why I take it a little bit slower for a second. The ability to just finely tune and balance it and maneuver it around a circuit like this. Wow, firm on the brakes. Yes, you have a lot of stopping power when you get full on the anchors. The next little stint, I'm going to press the traction button, just take it easy down the back straight for a second. We will have traction off, one press to put it in a lower state, and see, obviously be a little bit careful, slightly dusty, but get a bit of a feel without it kind of intervening quite so much. Although to be honest, it has to be said, it doesn't intervene all that much to begin with. Out here, we've got enough grip, the foot down, no slip anyway. This is so epic. Wow, we're on the edge of what this can do sometimes. There are some great corners on this track. I've driven here once before, during my US tour with my car, when I stopped just a couple of quick laps, but this is quite different. Getting familiar with it, it'll be a good outing to learn the ropes, to learn these sections of it. Straight. Fourth gear in, latest apex. Wow, cling tight, straighten the wheels on the brakes. Oh.
And cool down, Jimmy.
Wow. It's cool down that time. Oh, wow. Okay, how did they do this? How? This just hurtles. I love the driving feel. I'm genuinely impressed by what this package offers. I think there was a lot of expectation on it, and it meets that, as I said in my road drive, but on the track, it excels. I mean, I'll have to get my breath back. As you can tell, I've been driving it so hard that I'm almost a little bit worn out. Oh, can you imagine what future variants of this are going to be like? This car did a lap time at the ring with Ollie Gavin, who I met back in the year when they won at Le Mans in 2015, class win with the C7R. And they did a ring lap, 7 minutes 29.9, which for a car at this price point is mega. That's touching supercar territory. That's right up there with a number of much more expensive, powerful cars. Yeah, impressive effort. Very impressive effort, and an awesome track to enjoy driving around as well today. Back into the pit lane. I'm genuinely a bit tired from this. Wow. Okay then. All right, what a drive. Please do excuse the helmet hair, but let's just take a quick look at some of the things you get with the Z51 package, one of which is the cooling that you can hear at the moment. The car is cooling down, enhanced cooling in the package visually, and of course for aerodynamics you get the extended splitter and you get the spoiler that you have at the back. There's a new suspension system along with new sway bars and a number of other different components, plus you have the larger brakes, which interestingly are larger at the rear than the front to help with the weight balance, 60% of the way to the back, so 60-40 or 40-60 depending how you want to call it, which is quite unusual actually to have larger brakes back there. Performance exhaust means 495 brake horsepower, and with the performance data recorder inside, just to show you very quickly, so it's opening the door here, in the glove box you have the SD slot just over here, which is where you can pop that in, saves your recording, and then you can save it and look back at it later on, which I will try and do in this video, so we can see a little snapshot of what that looks like. All in all though, this thing, in terms of dynamic performance for the dollar, you can't really do much better than that. The next stop here is to do a bit of a launch control, have a little bit of fun out on an autocross track. This car has the magnetic ride suspension, which gives a few different controls and settings and various things, including the competitive mode traction control. But we're going to be doing some launches. The other cars are out on the track at the moment, blasting around. Look at that. They look very nice out on circuit. In a second, I guess we're going to be hearing a launch from this car over here, with the V8 bouncing off the rev at about 3,600 RPM before it takes off. Kind of like that. And then we've got the autocross track, so I will be up in just a second. We are going to have a launch control coming right up then. So we've got traction in competition mode. We are going to be in automatic for this. Obviously we're going to have the exhaust on, making lots and lots of noise. I'm going to close the window. All right, windows up. Foot down firmly, 100% on the brake, onto the throttle, 3,600 RPM, let it stabilize, and go. That is decently quick. And now we've got this little autocross circuit to play with some of the handling. This is where you do not want to hit the cones. And just for fun, a bit of a braking test as well. Yeah, that's impressive. Wow. Back with a helmet on, we are doing some hot laps, and I'm going to jump in with Chris, one of the engineers of the Corvette project. So let's take a step in here. How you doing, Chris? All good?
Nice to meet you, Chris Barber.
Okay, so built it up. It is hot lap time to experience this from the passenger seat, being pushed.
We're gonna go in 1 sec here.
All right, we're gonna get a little bit of a smoky pull away.
Yep, we'll do a launch control launch to get out of here.
Perfect. See the line, hear the line of the cars in front of us. Straight away, we're on it.
Yep.
I'm enjoying the G-force screen, 1.16 there. That's quite on it. Firm on the brake.
Hard brake. Nice sharp turn in. That's the bump.
Yeah, we're at 1.26 now. That's pretty impressive.
Alright.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. So we're still running on the Pilot Sport 4S here?
Yep, this is the summer tire, the Pilot Sport 4S. It's an incredibly progressive tire.
Yeah.
Combined with awesome just peak capability, as you just saw.
Yeah,
It's a really, really fun tire. I mean, it makes the car's job a little easier.
It sounds so good as well.
Yep, and we were running track mode and PTM, one of the PTM modes there. So the traction system is trying to optimize wheel slip to give you a forward acceleration at max capability.
Perfect. Well, that was awesome. Thank you very much
Yeah,
for the run
absolutely.
out. Appreciate it a lot. And congrats.
Anytime.
This is quite an epic car.
Thank you.
Sweet. All right. Out I hop. I'm going to take a listen to some of the cars blasting away. See you later.
See ya.
Look at that car though, as it cruises down the pit lane in front of us. And the sound of it as well. It looks like a supercar, and that is quite an interesting discussion, I think, about the new C8 Corvette, the supercar discussion. I don't think it can be because of price point and exclusivity. They're going to be making 30,000 of these in just the first year. But in terms of looks and dynamics, of course it drives like a supercar. The engine is behind you, and it's a naturally aspirated V8 at that as well. I mean, listen to this coming flying by. And the lovely shift noise it makes, that pop and crack on the upshift. I think one thing I didn't touch on too much about the driving experience is that there is a bit of understeer. Of course, it's got thin front tyres, it's a car that is going to be driven by just about everyone. And as such, it needs to be safe. Safe is important. And you do kind of feel that. It's not tail happy like the previous generations with the engine up front. They do just sound though, oh so sweet as they cruise on by. Overall, what I said earlier, what you get for your money, performance for the dollar, that's where this thing just excels into a different category versus or just about anything else. And I guess we're going to have another launch control coming right up. Away it goes. Again, those pops and cracks on the upshift. Really, really cool. I guess the others are going to be coming back in. But this has been an awesome day. Getting to experience it now on track, having already previously driven it on the road. Now getting to experience the Corvette C8 again in anger, bit of autocross, bit of launch control, bit of a hot lap, bit of a track experience, especially here at Spring Mountain. Yeah. It's a really, 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 really good car for the money. Of course, there are some shortfalls. You might have seen my other video driving it on the road, talking more about those. But the cars, I just can't get over the performance for the money. You know, even if these are the $90,000 fully equipped cars, it's still a lot of car. Well, they did a good job. The team at Corvette, congratulations to the team, to the engineers, to everybody who was involved in this thing, because, well, it's going to be incredibly popular, and I can see exactly why. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video today, driving with the C8. I've enjoyed it an awful lot, that's for sure, and I'll see you again, though, very soon. Cheers!